So there's this huge tech clash brewing across the Atlantic, and honestly, it could change the way every single one of us uses the internet. Today, we're digging into the EU's high-stakes AI showdown with Google.
And really, this whole battle boils down to one massive question. Is Google's new AI-powered search a helpful leap into the future, or is it actually doing some serious harm? That's the question regulators, creators, and yeah, Google itself are all scrambling to answer right now.
All right, let's set the stage. In one corner, you've got the European Union regulators. And, they have a long history of taking on big tech. In the other corner, the giant, Google. And the prize they're fighting for is nothing less than the future of how we find information online.
So what was the tipping point? Well, the European Commission, which is the EU's powerhouse executive arm, has officially launched a formal investigation into how Google is using AI in its search results. Make no mistake, this is not just a warning shot. This is the start of a major, major fight.
The whole investigation really comes down to three big questions. First, did Google just scrape a ton of website data for its AI without paying publishers fairly? Second, did it use YouTube videos to train up its AI systems? And third, a really big one, did it fail to give creators a simple, clear way to say, hey, you can't use my work for this?
Now, to really get what's going on here, we have to look at the tech itself. I mean, this is all about a massive change to how Google Search actually works, a tool that, let's be real, billions of us use every single day.
For years, we've all known the classic Google look, right? You type something in, you get a simple list of blue links, you click, you go to a website. Easy. But this new AI search, it's a whole different animal. Now, you often get this AI overview, a full summary of the answer right at the top of the page, pushing all those old school links way down.
And the engine behind all this is something called generative AI. These are the systems that can create brand new stuff, text, images, even videos, in just a few seconds. But how do they get so smart? Well, they're trained by basically reading a massive chunk of the entire internet. They analyze all that content to learn how to write and create and answer all of our questions.
But, not everyone is popping the champagne for this new tech. Actually, publishers, journalists, and all kinds of content creators are sounding a huge alarm. For them, this isn't just about cool new innovation. It's about their economic survival.
Okay, so here's the core fear for publishers, right? If Google's AI gives you the perfect answer in that neat little summary at the top, why would you ever need to click on a link to go to a website? And fewer clicks mean fewer visitors, which means less ad revenue. That's the model that keeps so much of the online media world running.
And look, this isn't just some what-if scenario. The Daily Mail, a huge online publisher, claimed that clicks from Google searches dropped by around 50% after this AI feature rolled out. A 50% drop. That's not a dip, that's a crater.
This quote from Ed Newton-Rex really captures the feeling of being trapped that so many creators have right now. He basically says it's career suicide for artists and writers not to put their work online. You just have to be there if you want to be seen. And that creates this insane catch-22. To get noticed, to build an audience, you have to put your work out there online. But the second you do, that work is then used to train the very AI systems that are now directly competing with you for that same audience. It's a tough spot. Okay, but of course, there are two sides to the story. So let's flip it and look at Google's defense. They're framing this as a classic battle between pushing innovation forward and the regulations that they think might hold it back.
Google's main argument is that this whole investigation, quote, risks stifling innovation. A spokesperson pointed out that the tech market is more competitive than it's ever been, and this kind of heavy-handed approach could really slow down progress for everybody.
So Google's official position pretty much boils down to two things. First, they say that people in Europe deserve to get the benefits of the latest tech, just like anyone else. And second, they've promised that they're committed to working closely with news and creative industries to figure all this out together. So where does all this go? I mean, what happens next? Because this is so much bigger than just one company or one new feature. What's really on the line here is the future of the internet as we know it.
And this quote from the European Commission's Teresa Ribera, it really shows you how high the stakes are for the EU. For them, this isn't just some business spat. It's about protecting the very foundations of a free and open society. But for the campaigners, the clock is ticking, and it's ticking loudly. Rosa Curling from the group Foxglove says waiting around for a long investigation to wrap up just isn't good enough. They want an urgent opt-out for publishers right now, before they feel the damage can't be undone.
And all of this brings us back to that final massive question.
The internet is our collective knowledge, right? It was built by millions of us over decades. So as AI learns from all of it, who should get to profit? The people who created the original work? Or the tech companies who built the tools to summarize it all? That's the question that everyone, regulators, and really all of us are going to have to answer.